So I went to Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia Tour. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a Dua Lipa fan, more so a casual listener, but I am a fan of the Future Nostalgia album. Dua's stage presence has famously been something attached to her identity. Dua's live performances have received scrutiny in the past and even became a meme, which, to be fair, her stage presence was very low and the choreography was questionable. However, with her second album in Era, she has made many significant changes in her career, one being her stage performances. And I wanted to give my thoughts on her tour and performance, being that I have now seen it firsthand. First off, the concert was high gloss production. It's pretty much everything you would expect from a pop concert. Elaborate sets, choreography, and a few costume changes. But before we get into Dua, let's get into the opening acts, Lolo Zouaï and Caroline Polachek. Both were good, but I must say Caroline in particular is a very strong live performer. She just commands the stage the moment she steps onto it, and you get a great sense of who she is as an artist. But on to Dua. The show kicked off with Physical, which I must say is a perfect opener. What better way to get your crowd going than telling them let's get physical, and having them shouting it back to you? It's a good energizer. She came out in a yellow bodysuit, it was a very grand entrance, and her stage presence certainly was there. She leaned heavily into the Physical music video aesthetic. After Physical, there was her breakout hit New Rules, which had a really cool theme with the dancers and umbrellas. She kept the songs on her first album to a minimum, only performing New Rules and Be The One, which I have no problems with. They are the songs I like the most from her debut. Some parts of the show were similar to the virtual concert she did titled Studio 2054, particularly when she performed Cool, and there were some roller skating dancers circling her. And all I was thinking about is how much skill that must take, and how the f aren't they dizzy or throwing up. She also performed We're Good. The set for We're Good probably looked the most out of place. I don't really care for the song in the first place, but it was not at all a bad performance. But the set reminded me a lot of Katy Perry. There was just like a giant crab leg there, and it just screamed, this is something Katy Perry would do. There were also many cool transitions and blended song material. It has a very clubby feel. Although some songs such as Boys Will Be Boys brought down the energy a bit, I will say the transition and interlude that was used after it was quite magnificent. She then went into her more club-oriented songs such as One Kiss, Electricity, and Hallucinate. I would say that's when most of her energy was very high, but so was the crowd's. Her dancers were absolutely killing it, and then she disappears, and her dancers re-emerge in Mugler. Dua's was very shiny and a very attention-grabbing look. She looked great. The fashion and aesthetic of the tour was very posh and youthful and almost like model-esque, while retaining its faithfulness to disco and dance music. My favorite part besides Pretty Please was actually towards the end when she performed Levitating, while being carried above the crowd on a stage platform, going from side to side in the arena. I actually thought she would end the show off with Levitating just because it feels like a great closing song, but instead she ended the show with Don't Start Now, and the crowd went wild. There was multiple surprise confetti releases, and the concert to me captured future nostalgia quite perfectly. It just felt like a big dance and disco party. Dua has not mastered dancing, but she plays to her strengths. She has improved significantly with her stage presence and production, and her mic was on the entire time, which I did not necessarily expect. From her recordings, I felt she was a capable singer, but you just never know what to expect with people, especially when they're moving around a lot. But her microphone was on the entire time, and she was on pitch. She sounded just like her records, and I was a bit surprised by that. Would I go see Dua Lipa in concert again? Yes, I would. It was an enjoyable show. It went off without a hitch. She has upped her game, and she is a very promising pop star. Now, I can't speak for all the other shows, but at the show I witnessed, she brought energy and great production.